Hello everyone, Firefighter Bennett coming at you with some expert tips on being an expert witness. When I say expert witness, I mean an expert witness in the courtroom in relation to fire investigations and arson investigations. The first thing we want to talk about in this quick training video is the expectations of expert witnesses. As an expert witness, fire investigator, arson investigator, firefighter, you're being called into a courtroom to discuss facts, just facts, findings in relation to NFPA 921 standards, which is the scientific method process. When we go in as expert witnesses, we're going to be asked questions as just that, expert witnesses related to the origin and fire, related to the origin and cause of the fire. We're not saying our personal opinions, none of these things. We're saying just the facts. When you're an expert witness on an arson case, when the prosecution's trying to prove this suspect has committed arson and charge him with arson, we're just saying the facts. We're supporting the facts from the fire investigation, which has pointed to an intentional fire, subsequently causing arson, because we have the arson suspect. For example, when the defense attorney's cross-examining you, you aren't going to give him a personal opinion or related to bias or any kind of abductive reasoning. We want to use deductive reasoning, scientific method. We utilize laboratory analysis to prove that there was flammable liquids, ignitable liquids related to the ignition sources, these kind of things. We do not want to have any personal bias. Secondly, going back to defense attorney cross-examinations, you may be the best expert witness, fire investigator, arson investigator, inspector, firefighter in your department, in the whole department. But these defense attorneys are very good. They're lawyers, and they're in there trying to make you crack. They're going to try to make you seem as non-professional and non-credible as possible. They may even do their research and try to call you out on some things. This is why it's important that if you're an expert witness, you have all your T's crossed and all your I's dotted. By this, I mean make sure you have all certifications valid, make sure everything is backed up scientifically, especially if you're the lead investigator in the investigation. Make sure everything is sound. Since you're in court as an expert witness for the fire investigation, there's a good chance the prosecution is trying to prove arson, which means you have to make sure everything is lined up properly in relation to you determining the causation of this fire as intentional. Fire modeling is another crucial concept in the courtroom. Fire modeling can be used to display to the jury, the judge, everybody there on how a simulation of sorts, fire modeling of how this fire happened. Say you're working with a single-story wood-framed house that there was 2 ignition points. One in the bedroom, a bed was poured with flammable liquid, lit on fire, and one in the living room, a table was poured gasoline on, a flammable liquid, and set on fire. You have 2 separate, independent ignition sources from each other that led to naturally burning the contents around them. Fire spread throughout the wood house. The whole house went up in flames, and we were able to prove these 2 ignition sources independent from each other. We eliminated all electrical hazards, all natural hazards, all these things, and we've determined they're intentional because they're 2 separate ignition sources, as well as being sent in for laboratory testing, which has proven the presence of flammable liquids. So obviously this would be where fire modeling can come in and show this in a simulation. And those are the tips I have for you guys. Remember, if you're an expert witness, be professional, have all your T's crossed, your I's dotted. Make sure you have all your information. Just discuss the facts. Do not show unprofessionalism or any bias with your findings. Stick to the fire investigation exactly and be professional. Thank you. This is Firefighter Bennett. If you have any questions about being an expert witness, email me or call me. Thank you.